Welcome back, guys, to the World Championship Series European Premier League season number 3, as we have the final match of the night. It's going to be Mr. ThorZaIN versus sLivko.
T-Funk or sLivko? I asked that on Twitter moments ago, and it was T-Funk. Even ThorZaIN himself said T-Funk was going to win. So, you have one last chance to tweet. I'm going to get this out of the way, because one last chance. One final game. Who is going to win this game? That's what you have to do. Go to Twitter, hashtag WCS and hashtag Roccat. Of course, Roccat, thank you again for sponsoring the World Championship Series Europe Premier League. We're very appreciative of your sponsorship here. And who wins this? You get the chance to win the awesome mouse, which Kolaris, to my right, has at his disposal.
So very lovely.
So you have the chance to win this just by predicting the right winner. So if you hashtag both of those, Roccat, by the end of the show, we'll filter through and be able to give away one of these mouses to one lucky guy that predicts the right winner. So far, it seems to be a lot of T-Funks in the tweets I've seen. A lot of T-Funks. Not too many sLivkos.
Not too many sLivkos. We have a lot of diehard Zerg brethren, though, that'll probably think that sLivko is going to go through. You know, right, listen, I think that we'll see a little bit of adaptation here from sLivko. Just a bit of a tweak or two, trying to make this work out. Maybe if he's going to go for some aggression, do it a little bit earlier than those drone counts. Try and catch his opponent off guard. Because at the point where he had like 42 drones, something like that, a bit of the macro is kicking in for ThorZaIN at that point. So he does have some defense. But
all I know, and the question that you will have to answer, is it T-Funk or is it Batman? Who wins?
Batman? No, it's T-Funk.
Did you not know that sLivko is the next Batman?
Is he the next Batman?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Awesome.
Somebody tweet me saying Ben Affleck.
Wow, Batman.
sLivko.
All right.
Batman wins?
No.
It's getting old.
T-Funk still wins. T-Funk still wins.
T-Funk would grab Batman, would rip off his mask, pull out of his back pocket a spoon, and go poof. T-Funk wins, I think. But we'll see, because sLivko, after that performance, just looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And can bring anything out now against ThorZaIN.
I'm enjoying the idea of Batman spending millions upon millions of dollars on all of these gadgets, and then ThorZaIN comes along with a spoon and whacks him one.
Well, why would you spend millions and millions and millions on gadgets and waste all that money when it just costs a couple of euros, a couple of tens of euros to play StarCraft?
That's true. That's true.
With a PC. Because clearly Batman has a PC.
He does.
Clearly it doesn't take much to download it.
Maybe he has a few PCs.
He has more than one. But
he has that big one as well. The one with all the little screens on it that you can see everything. Imagine playing StarCraft on that. It'd be kind of difficult, actually.
the monitors get in the way. The size of the monitors get in the way.
Tim's got Batman set up.
He has got a Batman setup. He's got every production.
He's got so many screens.
VP versus EG. ThorZaIN has not had the best year. This is pushing him in the right direction with Season 1. Because Season 1 was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, ThorZaIN, all right, doing well again, good for you. But overall, he's not had the best of times. But this would be a great start to get into the round of 16. Even though he's in school, the one good advantage which comes from taking your mind off the game is taking your mind off the game. Because you don't spend 12 hours day in, day out focusing, and you're not winning, so you're stressing out. And right now, he's going to school, he's studying, he's not thinking about StarCraft, and then comes back in his leisure time just to play. And it seems to be doing okay for him. And hopefully that break, that kind of switch up of his schedule can work wonders for a player sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly can do.
Maybe he'll go to school for 3 months, quit, and go back to full time.
Yeah, and just like, I guess I like StarCraft a little bit. But ThorZaIN, you know, still representing, still clearly a strong opponent, as we saw in the previous series. And now Belshir Vestige will be our first map. So sLivko has to do little changes to try and beat out ThorZaIN. If he plays the same series, he's going to die.
Well, let's just remind ourselves what that series was. So game 1 on Akalon Waste was a Roach Bailing all-in. It was a little bit later than usual, but it was stronger than usual. But ThorZaIN held it in pretty strong and convincing fashion.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then from there on out, it was just slam dunk. You don't really have to do too much, just play out your game and you're going to win. In game number 2, ThorZaIN switched it up, caught his opponent off guard, and then took another positional base win because he was so far ahead after that he won again. So coming into this new series, Belshir Vestige is the first map, which is the second map that they lost, or sLivko lost. Do you think an all-in, like the first series, to kick it off with a bang, or does he play more reactionary? Does he make sure he has an Overlord in position outside the main base to poke in and scout? Because I feel this map for ThorZaIN, I don't think he's mixing up. I think it's 3 command centers again.
Yeah, yeah.
So now what would you do if you were sLivko? If you were the man with the arms, if you were the man with the pecs, what would you do?
I would go for 35 drone attack.
Okay, you would go for the attack.
Yeah, I really do think I would. Just a little bit earlier, because by that time, you know, ThorZaIN had already felt it out, done well, got his reinforcements up, and he held that first one off really, really well. So maybe hitting a little bit earlier could be the decisive advantage.
All right, well, we'll see what choices both of these players are going to make, as this is the last best of 3 of the evening to determine who goes through in second place in our group, the Group E, the second half of the WCS Europe Premier League now. We're making our way towards the end. We have 1 more day tomorrow and then 2 days next week after DreamHack Bucharest this weekend, which a lot of these players are going to. But now let's find out who is the winner and who is the loser.
And spawning up to the top left-hand corner, it is one of these players representing EG and Sweden. We have ThorZaIN. And then down to the bottom right, we have our red Zerg representing VP, BenQ, and Russia. He is sLivko.
I reckon we just sit in silence and cast this game. 'Cause
Wait.
I'm pumped.
Wait, what? Did you just
Mentally cast this game.
mentally cast this game?
Did you know that there's been a couple of times in my past that I live Vas. Don't you annoy sLivko?
Oh, ThorZaIN's in there. He's right in there.
Oh, he's right in there.
Oh.
He's not happy.
He's getting deep and getting at him already.
There's a couple of times that I live cast in Twitch chat before
Yeah.
of things that I thought was going on, and I've also done it on Twitter. I actually had a second Twitter account.
I actually looked at that recently. It hasn't been active for a while, Mr.
A
Apollo.
long time.
Oh.
A long time. But look at this build coming from ThorZaIN.
Hello, hello, hello. And yeah, he goes for the barracks.
We both, well, I suppose you were agreeing with me, thought that ThorZaIN would go 3CC.
Yes, I was.
It's the complete opposite.
Complete opposite.
He's
right.
gone for proxy double barracks here, changing it up completely from what has happened so far in this series. We are going to have a hatchery first by sLivko.
He's not going to be prepared for this at all. He's not going to expect this from ThorZaIN. It just very rarely comes out from ThorZaIN, but in the past he has mixed it in. On maps like Daybreak in the past, we've seen him do it a long, long time ago.
All I can imagine right now is that ThorZaIN, excuse me, enters the game and says, Flo, excuse me, darling, pass me the spoon.
Pass it.
And she gives him a fork, and now this has happened, Kalaris.
Like, wait a minute, this is... I guess I'll just have to make do with what I've got. Just kind of stabs away. This is going to be, yeah. Wow. Okay, so...
this is not looking pretty for sLivko. He's going to go over towards the Natural Encino Command Center soon enough. But he just hasn't spotted anything. This has completely caught him off guard here. He's taking a gas. He doesn't know what's going on. He's thinking this is a normal game. He's probably thinking, all right, later, do I do 3 sets or 4 sets? And all of a sudden he's, oh my God, there's SCVs and Marines.
Panic, panic.
And all of a sudden he cancels his gas and is like, oh my God, I'm getting bunker rushed.
Uh-oh, Bear Terran's got to bear hug this out of ThorZaIN here as all the drones come off the land. That's a lot of drones. He's not taking this lightly. He's going to try and wrap around this for that bear hug. But it's going to be difficult. ThorZaIN's controlling well.
The Marines. Squeeze past the drones.
Saved. And will actually run away here. Still more Marines. 5 Marines out right now. The Zerglings are on the way.
Complete. 10 Zerglings are about to complete here. The drones are trying to keep the Marines away. They're going to pick off 1 Marine just about, but he's losing a lot here.
Oh, he certainly is. 6 have already gone down. Those Marines still microing back. Those SCVs holding on strong as well.
The bunker may fall if he doesn't get repairs on it.
Repair. All the SCVs quite low as well. He's trying to repair those. He's doing a good job of zoning his opponent out, but he's still losing so many works.
Very well with this, but there's a lot of Marines there. 5 Marines, 4 SCVs. The bunker still remains. The spine crawler will complete, but
it's time to repair. It's time to repair. That bunker's being repaired up. The Zerglings are going to die off as well. Oh, into the bunker they go.
Only 2 Marines,
Ooh,
though.
yeah, he caught one at
But
the very
still,
end.
they're just going to keep filtering into that bunker. The SCVs, I don't know how they're alive, but they're alive.
They certainly are. Army supplies, well, I mean, that doesn't really matter. Oh,
Slivko's trying to get the
again.
bunker while he can, and he is going to get the bunker down. Spine
Nice.
Crawler lives here, but Slivko's very low on drones. 10 drones to 16 SCVs. And the problem is that the SCVs don't matter. It's the Marines that are going to keep on increasing 2 by 2. And Slivko is going to have to deal with moves like this.
Yeah, he's going to dance around that spine crawler. Not easy to deal with. And here we go. The drone's trying to come off the line to try and wrap around this once again. But he's losing a lot. The Marine's still microing on back. The drones will eventually clean this up. But a lot of lost mining time and a lot more drones die off.
Well, now he's down to 10 drones. Only lost 1 there. 10 drones. Okay, maybe you lost a couple more than that because there were a couple of drones in production tab. Spine crawler into a better position. But there's more and more spines coming now.
He can sneak around the left-hand side as well, though.
Oh, okay, not the best position there. Oh, God. Getting headbutt by a giraffe never is pleasant.
No, you can imagine not. There was Marine still
I mean, there's an expansion
up.
coming down behind it, and Slivko's seen it. But the Marine count's always going to keep on rising here. I mean, it doesn't need to keep on rising, but it probably will. Because all he needs to do is keep on building this. There's no queens, there's no gas, there's no bailings, there's no speed. And eventually, let's say when ThorZaIN gets to 12, 14 Marines,
he can just push forwards.
He goes, all right, down goes the spine crawler.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's like game over.
Is he really going back?
No.
I was going to say, I guess he's trying to... Oh, there's more SCVs coming. I didn't spot those.
Slivko's seen the command center, so he thinks this is a macro game, but there's more SCVs. The SCVs are time for the Marines, and this is the slap of the spoon.
This is the bye-bye spine crawler move.
This is the I'm going to win this game, and let's go to game number 2 move.
A giraffe versus a spoon. And there we go. The spoon seems to win.
And now Slivko's like, you're making me mad!
He's going to hulk up and try and deal with that, but I don't think it's even going to work. The Zerglings head over to the other side of the map, but there you go. GG. Game number 1 goes to ThorZaIN pretty rapidly. Not what we expected there from game number 1, and not what Slivko expected either.
No. The T-Funk there caught his opponent off guard again on Belcher Vestige. He did it in the previous series on Belcher Vestige. He did it again now. And ThorZaIN takes a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 now. We're just 1 game away from moving into the round of 16 and 1 game away from making it another short evening here in the WCS.
Why do we keep getting these?
It's only 850 at the moment.
Yeah. Dude, that was one of those big novelty spoons that you can hold with like 2 hands. It just goes and kind of whacks Slivko over the head with. That was a different kind of spoon. Yeah. A spork.
A spork. Yeah. I mean, over the years, he's become less of a defensive player and more of an all-round, to be honest. ThorZaIN doesn't really rely on just suffocating his opponents as much. But the next map coming into this series is Derelict Watcher. I tried to guess the last 2 games of how ThorZaIN was going to play. I thought 3 command centers, and I thought it in the last game. I thought it the game before that as well, but it was 2 different builds. It was the first of all, we had the stim and medivac timing, and then we had the double barracks. What are you expecting on Derelict Watch, though? I mean...
He could do it again. He could. I don't think he will.
Oh, my God. I just wouldn't do it again.
No.
Because I would be very scared the next time I meet Slivko. At an event, you'd be like,
true.
You're like, hey, Slivko. He's like, you 2-racked me twice in a row.
Yeah, he would.
1 game made me mad, but then you beat me in a macro game, so I'm fine. But 2? And you're like, I get him angry.
Yeah. It would be so funny if he did it again. It really would. But I don't think it will happen. I think ThorZaIN will play this out. You know, just go to the Strand 3 command center and just...
Well, we'll see here, won't we? As it is about to start, as ThorZaIN's about to join and Slivko's already in. So Sweden versus Russia here, 2 countries not too far away from each other. I've never been to Russia.
Nor have I.
Never been to Russia.
I was so close on the border in Finland.
I've asked these Russians about Russia. And they said that, you know, the capital's nice.
Yeah.
But don't go down the alleys.
No.
And don't go outside the city.
No.
That's what they've said.
Don't go outside the city. There's radioactive rats that are bigger than a dog's. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Because that's what games like, what's it called? Stalker taught us about places such as Russia. It wasn't set in Russia, I don't think, but it's an important thing to learn. It's an important lesson. There's some scary animals there.
I just learned a lesson just randomly came back to me.
Did it?
Yeah.
What was that?
The admin asked in chat, am I ready? And I said, go. And then all of a sudden, as you were speaking about Russia, a cricket lesson came back to me.
Oh, cricket lesson.
Yeah, because I was taught never to say go when you are meant, you know, like when you look at each other, because cricket, there's like two of you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, are we going to go? Like, but if you say go, it can be mistaken as no. So you're meant to say yes and no instead of go. And that just randomly came back. So fun fact for you guys.
In verbal speech, not in typing.
Not in typing, but it reminded me when I said go. And I was like, because I meant, yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I said go. And then I was like, oh.
Because you're pretty far away from each other on a cricket pitch. We know we're English.
If you say go, and then he's like, oh, he said no, okay, no. And then he runs and the other doesn't, like,
panic. Ah. Well, now we have Spawn down to the bottom left-hand corner, our blue Terran. Currently 1 game up. He is EG's ThorZaIN. And up to the top as our red Zerg. Representing VP BenQ and Russia, he is sLivko. Oh.
what?
I don't know.
What just happened?
Nothing. It was a production spat.
It's like you feature in one of the olden Michael Jackson videos when he was doing the
Yeah, man.
you could you'd actually feature in a couple of things, I think, Clarence.
People seem to think so.
Michael Jackson's music videos, I could see you doing that, just a pan over, and you'd be going, and then also you'd be doing the Mortal Kombat voice. I can imagine your head sticking out from the bottom right as well.
Yeah.
You know, when that guy when he comes in.
The finishing guy, or
No,
which one? Oh yeah, man.
That could be your face
That
too.
could
in
be my
Mortal
face.
Kombat.
Oh, thanks.
Command Center first from ThorZaIN and a drone scout from sLivko. He's not taking no nonsense this time.
No nonsense, sLivko, the bear Zerg. He comes along and sees that SCV, and now it's time for that drone to give him a good old fighting.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit annoying. It makes a couple of SCVs come off.
I'm kind of surprised he actually went all the way. These SCVs are confused. They're bedazzled. And just throw down that barracks.
All in from sLivko?
I would say so. After all of the craziness of these series. But on a slight tangent, if you would feature in a video game, apart from StarCraft, Apollo, which video game would you like to star in?
Road Rash.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good choice. Good choice, my friend. Would you be the guy on the bike with the chain?
Absolutely, and I'd never, ever let it leave me.
Yeah?
I would have the chain.
The chain?
And I would always have the chain.
It's all
and
about
I would
the chain.
never lose the chain.
Oh, it's all about the chain, man.
Never lose the chain.
No, you're right. That was a bit of a weird game, that, sometimes, because you crash into a tree and you go hurtling. You die in that situation.
You have to run back and try to find your bike.
Yeah.
Where is it?
And you get the best bike and you get flung off so far that you'd have to run for ages. It was a Road Rash. Good choice. I've got to commend you on that. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. All right. So, what's going on this game?
I know you played a lot more games than I did, so at least I come out with a good one. Now.
I respect, sir. Respect.
Thanks, Clarice.
I'm one of the king nerds in terms of games, and
You have played a lot.
that's done well.
All right, so just gasless start from sLivko, just going up to probably 4 queens here, but he's only got 3. So it seems like he may try to get a faster third base here, but that's just kind of normal, I suppose, from sLivko. Whereas ThorZaIN just setting up with 1 gas, gonna see a 3rd command center come in. So he is going back to what he knows best of here. And with sLivko as the next Overlord pops, we're going to see a round of drones, then we'll see a 3rd base taken, I imagine, because he's up to a lot of money. Like 600 minerals, a lot of money.
Yeah. Wow, that really is. What is he up to? It takes double gases in his main, though. So, we could see...
Yeah, he just wanted a big round of drones and then the 3rd base, that's all. But it's 10 drones and then gas, like, it's fine, it's no worries, no problems.
All right, so... well, it spreads that creep out between these bases
3
as well.
gases all at once, Roach Warren down. We're going to see a classic.
El Clasico.
We're going to see an all-in then. If, things look like they were previously with the Roach Warren coming down so early here. Going to start banking a bit of money, and he's going to go for an attack. Exactly the same attack that he'd gone for previously here.
Yeah. And again, ThorZaIN held it off really nicely. He did get wind of it as it was going down his opponent's ramp. So he's going to position himself with these Hellions again and see it at pretty much a similar time.
Yeah. I mean, let's think of the differences with Akalon and This is, I mean, the ramp's still big. It's not as big. I think if ThorZaIN has some of the best reaction time here again, I mean, this is very, very well executed sLivko. Like, it's really down to the T. His overloads are really high. He's got his roaches all coming out now at once. Maybe one or too many overloads because he can't build as many roaches as he wanted all at once there. But I think as soon as ThorZaIN sees it, we may see exactly the same holds. He needs to start with Widow Mines, like, after the 4th Hellion, I think it was, like last time. And if he starts Widow Mines now, then he's set up just like he was before. He hasn't got the double engineering base, he's got the barracks. Widow Mines to start time.
Sees the roaches moving out. Only sees 3, though, so could mistake this as just defensive roaches. But he's already got those Widow Mines, as you said. So this is going to be a very nice defensive setup here for him. And the roaches, well...
I mean, these 3 roaches are trying to push the Hellions back, so ThorZaIN doesn't have as much of a reaction time. Because he doesn't really know if it is an all-in yet. Only seeing 3 roaches, and now he will see the rest.
Yeah, he sees it and the rest.
And now the bunkers have to commence.
Well, they're on the way. He's already got those 2 Widow Mines trundling down there to end up setting themselves up, and the Baneling Nest will finish up in just a little bit.
He might get supply blocked, though.
Ooh.
Look at this. ThorZaIN trying to get all the bunkers down, but he's very close to getting supply blocked. This will hurt his defense. He starts 1 supply depot right now.
Absolutely has to. Probably supply drop there. He can't get supply blocked here, and he's lost 1 or 2 of those Hellions.
Well, his supply depots are... I mean, okay, there's one in between the bases. Never mind, I thought they were on the ramp, but...
All right, so just really well positioned in terms of those bunkers. The split happens again. All the SCVs come off the line to try and repair this, but the Banelings are going to be morphed in really late here.
I think this may work. Like the supply block, not having the Marauder here.
But the Banelings are so late. These Widow Mines, if they get the connections on these Banelings before things happen.
It really does depend a lot on these connections.
Yeah, it does. The Hellions at the back do get cleaned up majoritively there by those Zerglings.
The Medivac is out as well, which will help.
It's got a lot of Zerglings in comparison to the last push.
Hellions
which was
aren't
mostly
here to defend this either. I think this may work. I
Certainly
really think this may work.
1 roach moves forwards, trying to soak up a Widow Mine, unburrows it to actually deny it that from being used, but kills off the bunker really fast. Evacuates to the next one. 1 Widow Mine has gone off. Second one goes off as well. A lot of those Banelings are not still there. Or 3 trying to get the SCVs, get a lot of them. Zerglings flood in as well. Not that many units left over.
Bunker's gonna go down.
Bunker 1 does fall. There's another bunker behind this. All the Widow Mines have used their charge. Zerglings continue to flood on forwards.
He needs some more Banelings here, I suppose, to break this bunker.
Oh, raising the supply depot was not there for ThorZaIN, and now army supplies 40 to 30. Unit counts 41 drones to 30. Taking some damage.
Taking some damage, but he's not dead yet. He's taking some damage, but he's not dead yet.
And still Zerglings flood in here, just straight through the middle of the map, just constantly plowing out as many Zerglings as possibly can do. 10 roaches start behind this as well. He wants the extra sledgehammer brunt force.
With these mines, they're helping a lot, but I think that he probably isn't going to be able to survive as well as he did previously. He's taken a lot of damage. He's down to only 27 SCVs. He does have 3 command centers, and Medivac's out now with Stim as well.
And as I said, in that very first all-in that we saw from sLivko in the first series, he needed more Zerglings there. And what did the damage in the end during all of this? It was the Zerglings that managed to get in there and were retained through that point onwards. sLivko has got himself a big advantage.
Yep, yes, he has. And with the Spire now coming in, Roach speed 2 and Banelings to defend, that was a good attack. I think that there's a lot of things that contributed to that working over the one that didn't previously.
Yeah.
The supply block, the Marauders not being out, the Hellions not being there for the defense either.
It's a lot of Widow Mines still, though. ThorZaIN's, he's not going to die anytime soon for a portion of time, but now sLivko is... Well, he's so happy with his positions. 57 drones to 39 workers on the side of ThorZaIN, with Clear Reconstitution and Centrifugal Hooks finishing up along with this Spire. So much.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that sLivko can do. He can just go into normal play, but being so far behind in upgrades, I think he really needs to take advantage of getting Roach speed, which he has, Baneling speed 2, and going for probably another big Roach Baneling attack. I think the Spire can help, but against the way that ThorZaIN's playing, if he was to go into a normal game with ThorZaIN already being up in the lead of upgrades and going to start 2-2 before 1-1 even begun, then I feel like a big Roach Baneling attack, he can get 1-1 sure, and that can help an all-in. But Mulus may not help him as much as he thinks.
No, certainly not, especially if ThorZaIN actually ends up sniffing it out. But for now, the Medivacs have flown away. The thing is that these Medivacs, if they stay present on the map, then they're going to force the Mutalisks to try and deal with those first, and that will buy him some time to set up missile turrets.
Yeah, and if he's able to get these missile turrets up and play in the game, you know, ThorZaIN, I mean, it was a much better attack, but with these kind of all-ins against 3 command centers, you really do need an almost kill.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Terran play does catch up, and to be honest, I wouldn't say that, you know, ThorZaIN's even that far behind in this game. He's really caught back up. He's got his good upgrades.
He's going to lose some units here, but in the end, again, it has bought him time to get those missile turrets up and running at his main and natural. Starts even some to protect the reactors as well on these barracks. Every single angle is going to be covered here by ThorZaIN. He's just going to be... This is going to be ThorZaIN being a defensive spoon for quite a while.
Yeah, he's going to play very defensive. He can't even really drop around that much. He's just going to have to play defensive, not take damage versus Mutalisks, and wait till 2-2 is ready. That's when he'll start to be more aggressive. I can't really see him moving out across the map yet because he really doesn't know what sLivko's doing behind this.
13 Widow Mines out right now to complement the 18 Marines that are out and about. So sLivko's army isn't that gigantic in size. Of course, he is just going to completely ramp up that. But look at this minefield in between these bases. That can't get breached anytime soon.
No, that's a pretty heavy minefield. Any all-in that was to follow this. And that's kind of what ThorZaIN's saying. That was one of the avenues I thought sLivko might go down, was a 3-4 base all-in with just a bunch of Roach Baneling with speed attack. But ThorZaIN's got that covered really, really well.
And the Mutalisks are trying to find anything that they can get. Just these reactors or any add-ons whatsoever, but does get pushed away by the Marine count. Look at this army. Look at the supply count. So 145 to 160. sLivko would, in the most ideal world, be much more ahead. He's getting 14 drones out to populate these extra bases. Wow, he's going to have a great economy, but not a huge army.
Not a huge army, and not the better upgrades either, as the Hive does begin. No 2-2 yet even started, as 2-2 about to complete, and this is the movement out that ThorZaIN's been waiting for. He's played defensive, he's taken no damage against anything so far, and he has a very, very strong mode with a 16 Widow Mines.
Jeez.
14 Widow Mines.
They do die, and, well, he doesn't have Drilling Claws, right? Or does he? Did he get it?
I think he did.
Okay, I didn't see how quickly those just
no, he
then.
didn't. Sorry, no, he didn't.
Okay, so he doesn't have Drilling Claws, so these Widow Mines will take a little bit longer to actually burrow, but look at the spread that he's getting here. This is going to be really hard for sLivko to attack into.
Yeah, look at that Widow Mine spread.
Jeez.
Absolutely fantastic. It's going to be almost impossible to engage into. Very difficult. Great Mutalist, though, coming from behind, dealing with a lot of these loose units, but sLivko's going to have to fight soon.
Yeah, he is. He has 10... Oh, the Banelings move forwards.
Take a couple of the Widow Mine hits, but there's a lot more where they came from.
Yeah, there really is on the two of the flanks.
Look at ThorZaIN's spread of units.
This is ridiculous, actually. I'm not so sure how sLivko's going to deal with this. He's getting his 2-2, but 3-3's already started for the bio here for ThorZaIN. He's looking all right. Whoop.
All right, this is it. This is where sLivko goes in. How are the Widow Mines?
The Widow Mines connect with a few of the Banelings at the front and get quite a lot of them, but at the same time, there's no bio left over to help out the Widow Mines, so they're going to get cleaned up quite a lot. So ThorZaIN has to reinforce pretty quickly. These Marines need to do a lot of damage.
Excellent attack there by sLivko. Really deal with all the Widow Mines, but the reinforcements are here already. Remember, sLivko's got a great economy. He's got 85 drones spread across all these bases, and ThorZaIN hasn't disrupted his income at all. Like, he hasn't dropped anywhere. It was just one big focal point, focal attack through the middle. And ThorZaIN, you know, needs to start thinking about these bases. Otherwise, we will see the Ultras Cavern, the Great Aspire, 3-3 soon.
Yeah, there's a lot of options available here too for sLivko. And again, as you said, you know, a great attack. He killed off a lot of the Widow Mines, which is such a great trade there for sLivko to try and keep those down. And he's even going to catch up a few more of these reinforcements to the middle as well. So sLivko set him up really well for the late game.
Yeah, I mean, spread across all these bases. He's got another base down the bottom, and on 4 bases, ThorZaIN needs to crack this down here. Otherwise, that we will see the Zerg play get to the later game units, and if he's able to get up to these units, there's not that many Marauders. There are no Vikings, so he has 4-5 Ultras on the way. The Great Aspire on the way too.
Yeah.
sLivko, all he needs to do is survive. All he needs to do is survive. If, you know, kill this army off, survive, get to where he needs to be, and he's in a fantastic shape to equalize the series.
He still has an Overseer with the army after losing one, so he does have the ability to actually spot a lot of these Widow Mines, as ThorZaIN is going to push on forwards here to this 4th base. Try and do a lot of damage, but the Zerglings and Banelings flood on in. He's coming from the back as well here with these Roaches and Banelings. So multiple fronts here. There's no bio left here to complement this army, so it's just going to get completely obliterated.
Absolutely seconds away from 3-3 finishing there. Really unfortunate there, but I don't think it would have mattered that much. That was just a clean swipe victory for sLivko.
Yeah.
And with sLivko now very far ahead with his economy, Ultralists are out, the Great Aspire is done. He's where he wants to be. It's sLivko. He wants to be with the Great Aspire.
Oh, we're back at sLivko World.
We're back in sLivko World.
What the better perfect units to complement it than those Ultralisks with the muscles moving on forwards here to just rip apart this army once ThorZaIN, once they just rendezvous with all of these roaches as well. This army is going to be hard. Oh, but that being said, there's a lot of Widow Mines there. Do get shots off, don't do too much.
Yeah, good trades there, but there's so many units and so much money for sLivko. He's not even researching 3-3 because he's like, yeah, I don't need the big muscle power. I've already got these units out. I don't need the upgrades. Though he should actually get them, in all honesty. He's got a lot of money. He definitely wants to be doing that. But a new base down in the bottom right, and all of a sudden, ThorZaIN's thinking, well, this series probably wasn't going to be as easy as I thought it was going to. No,
this is going to go to a game 3 here if sLivko keeps on the route that he's taking. As we do have that planetary fortress morphing in down to the south here for ThorZaIN to try and play this out. And again, it's going to be that a long, prolonged fight here for ThorZaIN. He's going to try and keep going, trying to drop down to the south, and could do some damage down here, actually.
Yep, that's a good pick-off to get towards his 5th base. Bailings are getting morphed in, but he has more than enough units to deal with that, and he has units at the north, too. But there are units there, a lot more units at the north.
I just don't think he has the economy to like deal with everything that his opponent's going to throw at him. Ultralisks, Zerglings, Roaches, Banelings, Broodlords. He's doing damage down to the south here as ThorZaIN. So this is a good little bit of avenue he's found. And should be able to kill off that hat trick because this army's way out of position.
Yeah, it's a very good pick-off considering that sLivko's main and natural are run out. His minerals are so low, sLivko. But 5 Broodlords unanswered for.
Completely unanswered for. He doesn't.
Vikings begin. He realizes now. ThorZaIN sees this. He knows.
He has to try and deal with it somehow. But again, his 4th base might end up just dying here off the back of this. Widow Mines and Bio trying to move into position. Do catch 2 Ultralists out of spots, so they will take a lot of damage. Needs to come back with those medevacs down to the right. Oh, but that goes down to those Banelings as well.
And now he definitely doesn't have the income himself. His main base is run out. His natural was soon to be. He actually needed a 5th suit, not a new 4th. And with the Broodlords out, I don't think ThorZaIN can get there.
I think this is where ThorZaIN just spreads himself out so thin across all of these locations. Loses one of the medevacs.
Picks off the base at the north.
Oh, nice. So yeah,
and he's dropping the natural as good. He's going to head towards the Great Aspire here. So ThorZaIN is somehow making this work. He's going to pick up his main command center to try to mine. And he's really abusing, the weakness of Broodlords. We all know that to be the immobility of them.
Yeah, they're not really chasing this down as thoroughly as they would like to. One of the medevacs will end up dying off. He still has a few straggling Mutalisks left over from the earlier stages of this game, which can help against these drops.
ThorZaIN can still win this, by the way. Only 6 Broodlords, and there's already 4 Vikings. Already 4 Vikings, but more on the way. He's about to mine for mules on this new base. He's sending his SCVs down there. As long as he keeps the drops up and keeps sLivko from attacking ThorZaIN, I think there's a chance that ThorZaIN gets back into this. He has a new command center being built at the north as well.
And there has been times where sLivko has had a difficult time, like, sealing out games, right? When he gets up to his composition. So that has been prevalent in his career, but I think that sLivko... I actually believe in sLivko. The army is so strong for him. He has to know when to go, and he's just going to... Look how many infestors he's going to have as well with this. He's going to have, like, 9 infestors, but ThorZaIN is spreading himself out everywhere. Where are these Vikings going?
Well, a good drop towards this right-hand side. He's got to be careful with these Vikings just in the middle. But he will get a couple of Broodlords hits off and maybe escape.
He sees where the Vikings are. The Broodlords are just going to fly into them.
ThorZaIN's doing it, by the way. He's got a lot of experience playing against this style. He's picking up Broodlords in the middle. I don't know what's going on there, actually.
What is happening? ThorZaIN is just pushing at the main. He's pushing at the 4th as well. These 2 Broodlords have already done. 3rd's going to die. What is going on here, Sean?
Why are these Broodlords dying?
I don't know. They just decided to go for a vacation in the middle of the map.
I mean, there are no Corruptors. I mean, the only anti-air he has, there's 2 Corruptors Queens and a couple of Infestors, but ThorZaIN is just going crazy here.
We could be witnessing the Game of Throws here, Apollo. This, I mean, ThorZaIN, he had a chance of battling back, but throwing away those Broodlords in the middle of the map? He has... Where's his Broodlord? He doesn't have any Broodlord. Oh, he has 3 Broodlords left. All right. but he has no money anymore.
Well, sLivko just doesn't have money.
No.
And he can't really support this. I wonder if Broodlords was the best decision here. He should have just powered through.
Look at the army supply, 117 against 68.
Yeah, I think if he just continues to
my.
upgrade his units, you know, got the plating for his Ultralisk, got +3 armor, and just played an Ultra Stallion. I mean, he got abused. The Broodlords got abused here.
Yeah.
He's been dropped all over the place in many different areas.
Completely. That was where ThorZaIN's ability to come back in this was, and it worked. Just stretching his opponent everywhere, hitting all of these bases. And that's a disadvantage on Derelict Watcher. Your 4th and 3rd, as well as 5th, are so far away from one another if you expand out different paths.
Yeah, only 6 Vikings, but look at how many units ThorZaIN has. If he spreads out in a Cheshire Cat grin smile arc here, then he's just going to walk all over this army. He sees it. Look at the spread from ThorZaIN coming in.
Oh, and he's killing off so much of the tech.
This is just classic old school Terran versus Zerg. In comes ThorZaIN.
There's not much to this army. There's a little bit of the meat shield in those Ultralisks. Fungals do hit a little bit of the army as well, but there you go. GG.
Wow.
ThorZaIN takes game number 2, and sLivko slips out of Premier once again in the round of 32.
Yeah, and ThorZaIN is the 2nd place finisher here. Congratulations to him, moves on to the round of 16. And Broodlords didn't seem to be the best choice there from sLivko going into that map. Bigger map, both of his external bases are up and down on the map, and that got exploited kind of hard there by ThorZaIN. Congratulations.
I feel for sLivko in that game. It was just the wrong choice at the wrong time on a map like Derelict, and well, there you go. ThorZaIN advances through. One fan favorite manages to get through. The gauntlet is the round of 32.
That's right. So congratulations to him. Unfortunately, sLivko again falls short in the round of 32. But that means that we have the 2 finalists from today's group. Wellmoot moves on with ThorZaIN hand in hand to the round of 16. Sweden and Finland both move on to play live from the studios. ThorZaIN's going to have to take some time off school. Wellmoot's going to have to take some time off school. Vortex is going to have to take some time off school, and Starbucks is going to have to take some time off school to come. Yep,
they certainly are. And that means after our commercial break that we are going to have in just a second, we shall have an interview with the winner himself, Mr. ThorZaIN. So join us after the break when we shall hear from the man advancing on to the round of 16.
Precision with a true 8200 DPI Pro Aim laser sensor. Get pure speed with a 32-bit Turbo Core V2 processor. Get pure command power with the Easy Shift button duplicator. Get pure atmosphere with a 16.8 million color lighting system. Rocket Cone Pure.
All right, welcome back, guys, to the World Championship Series, the European Premier League, season number 3, as we have the player who advances on second in this group to the round of 16. It is ThorZaIN. How are you doing, man?
Hello, guys. As I told you earlier, I'm very relieved.
Very relieved.
Why are you relieved, ThorZaIN?
Well, there's always so much pressure before a match. Doesn't really matter what kind of match, as long as it's important. So whenever I win, that pressure goes away, obviously.
Did you feel that it was going to be easy going up against him again? Did you ever feel that? Does that relieve pressure? Because you won so easily earlier on?
Not really, because the first 2 games, the first game in the first series, he kind of did an all-in that failed. So it didn't really show his macro game. And the second game, I did a lot of early damage. So it still didn't show his macro game. So I was like worried that if it goes to a macro game, he might be much stronger than he showed in those 2 games.
Talk us through that very last game, actually, because that took a turn for sLivko. Can you kind of talk us through what happened there?
So I think initially I was holding the push pretty well, but then I made some mistakes when he only had links left, and like I let him in my main base. I stopped producing his EVs, and yada yada. I didn't think I was as far behind as I apparently was, but like there were things like he didn't have any creep spread, barely, and his upgrades were super late. So even though I was very far behind in upgrades, he was still ahead. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't think I was as far behind as. I don't know. I didn't watch the stream, obviously, but like in the EG chat, they're telling me like, "Oh, guys, you were so far behind, like 40-80 supply or something." But my upgrades were so good, and yeah.
I mean, did you feel that this game was slipping away in the mid stages? Like when you moved out with 2-2 and he was able to kill all those widow mines, that was a lot of them. Did you feel the game was slipping away from you a little bit there?
Yeah, I did. When he killed, like I had 2 pushes. The first one at his kind of towards his 3rd, and then the second one towards his 4th. But like I didn't think the game was over yet, because well, Terran in the late game, like he didn't have any mutalisks left, so that's always a relief. And then, like if I get my 4th base up and start to transition into Marauders, I can still come back into the game. Like it's hard for him to finish the game right there, because he had such shitty upgrades, and with Ultralisks especially, it matters a lot. Even Marines can kill them if they're ahead in upgrades.
There was obviously the Broodlord choice there as well from sLivko. Do you think that just doesn't really work out too well on that map, or is it something that doesn't work out too well in the matchup in general? What's your opinion on that?
I was expecting him to go for Broodlords because that's what he always does. I didn't really play a lot against him recently, but I talked with Xenocider from EG, and he's playing in Europe, and played against him a lot. And we looked at some replays from the ladder together before the game, so thanks a lot to Mr. Lebo. And I kind of expected it, so that's why I had my Vikings like out on the map because I expected him to move forward with his Broodlords while defending my pushes, and then when he defended my drops, he could finally like his Broodlords were already be at my base. But I kind of anticipated that, so I killed like I don't know how many, 4 or 5 Broodlords.
Like 4 or 5. That was nice.
Yeah.
So congratulations, obviously, on your group. But now moving forward, there's all this talk about you being in school again. We've had this discussion with quite a lot of gamers so far, so I'd obviously like you to chip in a little bit too. How is this going to affect your future performances then? Obviously, a lot of fans, Marcus, following your progress always, and especially Sweden. You're the only Swede left in this tournament. Do you think going back to school affects your performances going on and trying to do well here in this season?
I don't think, at least not yet, because at first we have like 7 weeks of really easy, not a lot of studying, not a lot of classes. It's mostly like, it's not a lot of studying because it's mostly like ethics, so you just have to be like, to know, like to have opinions. And it's not really that hard. So at least in the first 2 months, I'll be fine. Then I don't really have any idea, but I think as long as I don't procrastinate too much, it should be doable. I mean, we have Suppi. He's also in medicine, and he's doing quite well. And then we have Polt studying as well. Nerdshow is studying, I think, and like a lot of players. Isn't Velmo studying as well?
Yes.
Yes, and Vortex too.
Yeah, so it's definitely possible if you really want to. And I think going back to school is giving me more motivation because it's once again my hobby and not my job. Well, it's kind of my job / hobby now, except for being my full-time job.
Right.
Okay, cool. Just to go back onto the school stuff, to keep on that, sorry. Do you get recognized a lot at school? Come on, you're ThorZaIN in Sweden.
Yeah, actually I did.
Of course.
I was counting at first, and I came up to like 10, 11 something.
Oh.
But
In
then I
what
just,
time period?
Like 3 days maybe.
God.
and then I was like, okay, I can't keep track anymore. I'll just.
I can't keep
But then it kind of
track.
cooled down, and I didn't really.
ThorZaIN, he's in
get
my
recognized.
class.
That's pretty cool, man. Is it kind of a little bit awkward? Like maybe you're with some friends or chilling out with some people. Maybe you're just getting to know them, and then some guy comes up. Are you Marcus?
Can I have your
ThorZaIN?
Yeah.
autograph?
Is
Yeah,
it
it's
weird?
Like, that's pretty weird. Like, I guess the other guys who don't know me, they'll be like, "Who is this guy? Like, where does he know him?" And they're like, I try to like when people ask me what I've been doing since I finished high school. Like, if I just say play computers, that's kind of like meh. But if I tell them like, "Oh, I've been traveling the world, winning money, playing computer games, like living in Korea and in America," then they think it's really cool.
Do they ask for autographs or do they just say, "Oh, you ThorZaIN"? They
No
must.
autographs.
Come
One
on.
guy asked for a photograph, but no autograph. So far.
I must
get
be
a
in the
photograph of
school
you?
hallway just there taking a photograph of somebody. It must be such a surreal feeling to go
Yeah.
back to school and have that. That's pretty awesome.
Crazy
And I did
stuff.
like yesterday. I finished school, and then I did an interview with Swedish television in school. Like, they have driven to the city I study in
Oh, that's
to do
good.
an
That
interview
is.
with me, and I did it in the library.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Well, aside from WCS, ThorZaIN, obviously you being at school, maybe you don't have as much time nowadays, but are you wanting to go to more tournaments? We haven't seen too much of you outside of WCS. I think we saw last at MLG, I think. Or,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
I don't know, because I have a mandatory class 2 days a week, and I can only skip, I think, 3 of those or 2 of those in the first, the 7-8 months weeks I talked about earlier. So I should be able to go to at least 1 or 2 tournaments the first 2 months. So that's like quite a lot. But I don't know if I will be going to any. I don't know if there will be any MLG. I'm not going to DreamHack Bucharest. But now I'll be going to your tournament, like WCS Europe, right?
I guess
That's right,
so.
man. Coming to Germany, coming to Cologne. You're gonna have to get some time off school for that.
Hanging out with my H&M buddy.
H&M buddy.
Uh-oh.
That's right. We do have some clothing from the same shop in Sweden because I used to live there. But we never really run into each other too much. I mean, we ran in the airport a couple of times, didn't we? When we were traveling to events.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was to MLG, right?
I think it was an MLG.
Yeah, we flew to like New York.
Yeah. Was it a New York MLG?
I don't think so. I think we had a transfer to like Dallas or Anaheim. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Anaheim. I think it was. We traveled together. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Any last words, ThorZaIN, before we cut you off?
Not really. Like, I want to thank EG for like giving me the opportunity to pursue pro gaming, even though I'm in school. Like, they didn't really have anything against it. So that's a really cool opportunity they're giving me. So, thanks a lot.
Awesome stuff.
Cool
well,
stuff.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
ThorZaIN, once again. And we will see you in a couple of weeks in Germany, in the round of 16.
Yes. See you.
All right. See you later, ThorZaIN. All right. That is ThorZaIN, guys, as he seems pretty content with the position he's found himself in. Relieved after that last series. After the last game, I'm sure he does feel a bit relieved.
A bit relieved indeed. And of course, photographs and autographs in school.
Oh.
Being a pro gamer for a couple of years, leaving since high school. I think, if I'm not mistaken, ThorZaIN is pretty much the same age as me. Or a little bit younger. He's a year younger than me. So he's been out of high school for a good few years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then going back, and that must be a surreal feeling for sure.
Yeah, it certainly must be. That's pretty crazy. The 1 or 2 times I've been recognized, that's weird. Never mind being recognized like 10 times in a week or 3 days or something.
A few days
Jeez.
at school. Yeah.
Anyway. All right, well, that does it for Group E. That does it for us here at WCS Europe for today. Of course, tomorrow we have Group F, which is going to be starting at 6 p.m. local time.
That's right. We have the German Hazuobs coming to play tomorrow and see if he can continue his performance, because he played pretty well last season too.
Yeah.
We'll see how well he can do. Then we have another Russian, Titan, coming into play in that group. And then Nurchio makes his way into the Premier League once again. I think he played in Season 1, didn't do too well, but now he's back in Season 3.
And he's looking on form now.
And he's looking good again. We'll see how well he can do. And of course, Shuttle makes his way back into the Premier League from Season 1. Another was in the same group as Naniwa, actually lost to Naniwa twice in a row, if I remember. But he's back with another shot to try to make it here at the World Championship Series Premier League.
So, guys, that does it for us tonight. Have a good night wherever you are. Tomorrow morning, there is obviously WCS Korea, or tomorrow, depending on wherever you are in the world. So tune into that, and then make sure right after that we have WCS Europe on the way. See you for now.